Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we dive into the exciting developments at Hong Kong Airport, where the authority is rolling out the red carpet for foreign airlines with financial incentives and new routes as they gear up for a major capacity boost. Acting CEO Vivian Cheung is determined to make Hong Kong a premier aviation hub, even as Cathay Pacific takes its time to recover from the pandemic. In sports news, we turn our attention to Eastern FC's Leung Kwun-chung, who has come out in support of Manchester United's Maguire after he faced heavy criticism. As Eastern prepares for a crucial AFC Asian Champions League match, Leung reflects on the pressures athletes face and his passion for football, despite the challenges he's encountered. Lastly, we report on a devastating fire in Manila that has left hundreds of families homeless. The blaze engulfed shanty houses in a downtown slum area, highlighting ongoing issues with fire safety regulations in the region. Stay tuned as we explore these stories in more detail. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's airport authority is intensifying efforts to attract foreign airlines as it prepares for the launch of its new 3-runway system, which will significantly increase passenger and cargo capacity. Acting CEO Vivian Cheung revealed that the authority is taking unprecedented steps, including offering financial incentives to airlines and distributing free tickets to tourists as part of the Hello Hong Kong campaign. With Cathay Pacific's recovery timeline pushed back to 2025, the authority is not solely relying on the flag carrier. Instead, it is actively pursuing new routes and partnerships to solidify Hong Kong's status as a premier aviation hub. The incentive program, which began in June, has already seen positive results, with 26 airlines operating 238 flights weekly to various destinations. In another article from South China Morning Post, Eastern FC's Leung Kwun-chung expressed admiration for Manchester United's Maguire, highlighting the mental toughness required to cope with relentless criticism. As Eastern prepares for a crucial match against Sydney FC in the AFC Asian Champions League, Leung reflects on his own experiences with fan scrutiny, admitting that he often feels the weight of expectations. Despite the pressure, he believes that their precarious position allows them to play with more freedom. Leung also contemplates his future in football, acknowledging the toll that injuries have taken on his body and the possibility of stepping back from the sport while continuing to engage in media work. A devastating fire in Manila, as reported by South China Morning Post, destroyed hundreds of shanty houses in a slum area, leaving many residents homeless. Drone footage captured the extensive damage, illustrating how the flames swept through the densely populated port area. Although the cause of the fire remains unknown, it is suspected to be linked to faulty electrical wiring, a common issue in the Philippines where fire safety regulations are often inadequately enforced. This incident follows a tragic apartment fire in August that claimed 11 lives, underscoring the urgent need for improved fire safety measures in the country. As communities come to terms with the loss, the phrase "everything is gone" resonates with those who have lost their homes and possessions in the blaze. South China Morning Post reports on the pressing issue of traffic congestion in Hong Kong and its impact on public transportation fares. The editorial emphasizes that while the public desires fair bus fare increases, the government must also create a conducive environment for bus companies to recover their operational costs. With over 700,000 private cars congesting the narrow streets of a city with a population exceeding 7 million, the editorial argues that the government must take decisive action, such as introducing congestion charges for private vehicles. Without such measures, bus services may decline in quality, leading to a transportation system reminiscent of less developed regions. In another article, the South China Morning Post highlights concerns regarding a proposal from Hong Kong's Secretary for Health, Leung, to restrict public outpatient clinic services to only those in need of welfare assistance. Critics argue that this would undermine the rights of all Hong Kong residents to access medical services that they contribute to through taxes. The article draws attention to the already heavy workload faced by public sector doctors and emphasizes that merely restricting access does not address the root cause of the doctor shortage. The call for maintaining freedom of choice in healthcare resonates strongly, as many fear this proposal would lead to inequitable access to essential services. Lastly, the South China Morning Post covers the ongoing trial of former media mogul Jimmy Lai, who is facing serious charges under Hong Kong's national security law. As Lai testifies for the fourth consecutive day, he denies allegations of colluding with foreign forces and argues that his actions during the anti-government protests of 2019 were aimed at promoting peaceful resistance against Beijing. The article details Lai's relationships with international politicians and his defense against claims of inciting hatred towards authorities. The high-profile trial, lacking a jury and overseen by judges selected by the city leader, raises significant concerns regarding the fairness and transparency of legal proceedings in Hong Kong. South China Morning Post reports on a Hong Kong studio that is making strides in the panda economy by introducing a new suite of characters inspired by the city's 6 giant pandas. The project, titled Panda Friends and Family, is part of a larger initiative called Panda Go Fest HK. The studio's founder, Lam Shu Kam, announced that while the government and Ocean Park can use the intellectual property, IP, for free, commercial entities must pay a royalty fee. This initiative comes after the recent birth of twin panda cubs, which has increased the panda population in Hong Kong, sparking interest in panda-themed exhibitions and merchandise. Lam's journey began with an idea for inflatable ducks, but it evolved into a broader character development project, showcasing the unique traits of each panda. The studio plans to host an exhibition of 2,500 panda sculptures made from recycled materials in various locations throughout December, emphasizing the importance of conservation. In another cultural highlight, South China Morning Post covers Chanel's Cruise 2024-25 show in Hong Kong, which was complemented by a series of cultural events featuring prominent figures like Penelope Cruz and Chow Yun-fat. The events included discussions that explored the intersection of art, fashion, and cinema, held at the iconic Shaw Studios. Notable guests shared their insights on Hong Kong's cinematic legacy and the evolving landscape of contemporary film. The Chanel Talk featured creative minds discussing the city's artistic scene and the inspiration derived from travel and encounters. Students from various design schools were also involved, showcasing their work and contributing to the conversations about culture and creativity. The event culminated with performances and an exhibition supported by Chanel, reinforcing the brand's commitment to fostering artistic expression. Lastly, the South China Morning Post highlights Brunello Cucinelli's Spring-Summer 2025 collection, which embodies the brand's ethos of ethical luxury and exceptional craftsmanship. The collection draws inspiration from the elegance of the French Riviera and the mystique of desert landscapes, blending sophisticated tailoring with relaxed aesthetics. Key pieces include timeless blazers and skirts, enhanced by innovative designs and luxurious materials. The color palette features nautical hues and exotic animal prints, while the men's collection showcases a sense of ease with pastel tones and refined details. Cucinelli's dedication to sustainability and ethical practices makes it a standout in the fashion industry, appealing to a modern audience that values both style and social responsibility. South China Morning Post. Tudor's Black Bay collection has made waves in the luxury watch industry since its debut in 2012, quickly becoming a desirable choice for watch enthusiasts. The latest additions to this iconic line include models that cater to diverse tastes, particularly 3 standout versions that are perfect for holiday gifting. The flagship model revisits the original Black Bay with a sleek 41mm stainless steel case and a striking burgundy unidirectional bezel, blending Tudor's rich diving heritage with modern craftsmanship. For those seeking opulence, the Black Bay 5818K shines in a luxurious 18K yellow gold case, featuring a unique open caseback that showcases its intricate movement. Lastly, the Black Bay 58 bronze captures attention with its corrosion-resistant bronze alloy, offering a distinctive aging character that tells a story as it ages alongside its wearer. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong's residential rental market is experiencing a renaissance, with yields reaching a 12.5-year peak, driven by an influx of new residents and decreasing mortgage rates. As of September, the average rental yield stood at 3.47%, a slight increase from previous months, with certain properties, like Tak Bo Garden, even surpassing the 5% mark for the first time since early 2012. Analysts predict that this trend will continue, bolstered by the city's talent scheme bringing in professionals and the ongoing hesitance to purchase homes amidst declining property prices. Although the rental market remains robust, the potential for a large supply of unsold new homes could impact future rental demands. As the market evolves, it presents an opportune moment for both potential homeowners and investors, especially with anticipated further rate cuts and rising rents in the upcoming years. South China Morning Post: The ongoing debate regarding Hong Kong's public transport subsidies for the elderly and disabled highlights the challenges of balancing financial sustainability with social responsibility. With expenditures on the concessional fare scheme rising to 4 billion Hong Kong dollars in the current financial year, the government faces pressure to review its policies, especially after lowering the eligibility age. Critics argue that fare increases proposed by bus companies, which have already benefited significantly from subsidies, are unjustifiable. There is a growing call for the government to tie these subsidies to green investments, pushing transport operators to adopt environmentally friendly practices. As Hong Kong strives to meet its climate goals, the need for accountability in how public transport operators utilize their subsidies becomes increasingly critical, ensuring that fare adjustments consider both financial viability and long-term sustainability for future generations. The Sydney Morning Herald details the ambitious yet tumultuous journey of the Snowy 2.0 mega-pumped hydro project, which has seen its costs balloon from an initial estimate of $2 billion to a staggering $12 billion, with completion now pushed to December 2028. This monumental undertaking, which involves constructing 27 kilometers of tunnel in the Snowy Mountains, has faced significant delays, particularly with the tunnel boring machine, Florence, becoming bogged down in soft ground. Despite these setbacks, project CEO Dennis Barnes remains optimistic, asserting that the project is 60% complete and crucial for transitioning Australia to renewable energy. The innovative design will allow Snowy 2.0 to function as a water battery, storing energy for peak demand periods, and is expected to supply power to 3 million homes for a week, showcasing its potential as a vital asset in the shift away from fossil fuels. In another realm of sports, the South China Morning Post celebrates Hong Kong's successful hosting of the 3x3 World Tour Final, which has led to FIBA signing a new 10-year contract for future tournaments in the city. The event showcased not only athletic prowess but also the vibrant fan experience created around it, with CEO Kenny Wong Yukin highlighting the mind-blowing entertainment value that impressed FIBA officials. The tournament concluded with Amsterdam claiming victory over Paris, illustrating the competitive spirit and excitement that surrounds this fast-paced format of basketball. Players praised the improvements made in Hong Kong's event organization, underscoring the city's growing reputation as a premier destination for international sports events. The South China Morning Post also reports on Hong Kong's airport authority embarking on a 100 billion Hong Kong dollars infrastructure expansion to transform the city's airport into a landmark destination amid a competitive landscape. Acting CEO Vivian Cheung emphasized the need for a sense of crisis to keep pace with rapidly developing peer airports in the Greater Bay Area. The ambitious Airport City project, set for completion by 2031, aims to enhance the airport's capacity and cultural relevance, featuring facilities like a yacht club and a market to rival Tokyo's Tsukiji fish market. Cheung expressed confidence in Hong Kong's potential to become the world's leading art hub, leveraging its strategic position and existing strengths to attract more investment and visitors, thereby solidifying its status as a critical economic engine. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Scrolling through the headlines, another crazy day. 6 degrees of stories, connecting in their way. From the weather to the sports, and everything we see. People making news on TV screens for free. 6-degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story ties together like a ribbon in a twirl. Sit back and watch it all, big and small they call. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry, a sigh, news is flying high. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry, a sigh, news is flying high. No matter where you are, you'll never fall from the buzz. 6-degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story ties together